Max walks into his office at 6 a.m. He's already exhausted. He spent the weekend fixing another crisis that wasn't his to fix. His phone buzzes before his coffee gets cold. 3 urgent requests, all marked high priority. All from people who should handle their own problems. He says yes to covering Mark's quarterly report. Again. He says yes to writing his boss's presentation. He says yes to mentoring another struggling colleague after hours. Everyone calls him reliable, indispensable, the problem solver. But his hands are shaking. His heart races at random moments. He can't sleep. Today he gets test results from his doctor. Results that will change everything. Here's what nobody tells you about always helping others. You think you're being kind. You think you're building your reputation. But you're actually destroying yourself from the inside out. The 3 traps that destroy you. There are 3 traps that high performers fall into. Each one feels like you're being helpful, but each one slowly kills your career and your health. Trap 1. The weak peer cover-up. Max fixes Mark's mistakes every Tuesday night. He stays late to redo his analysis before Wednesday meetings. Mark's numbers are always wrong. His presentations are sloppy. His research is incomplete. But Max can't watch him fail. So he covers for him. Week after week. Here's what happens. Mark gets promoted. Max burns out doing double work. The company rewards Mark for results he didn't create. They see Max as support staff, not leadership material. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this exact problem. He said, focus your energy where it matters most. When you waste energy on other people's responsibilities, you have nothing left for your own growth. You're not helping Mark. You're enabling his weakness, and you're teaching your company that you're willing to do other people's jobs for free. Trap 2. The demanding boss overflow. Max's director is overwhelmed, so he volunteers to help. He manages his calendar. He writes his presentations. He handles his conflicts with other departments. He thinks this shows initiative. He thinks it proves his value. But here's what really happens. He misses his own strategic projects. His own deadlines slip. His own reputation suffers while he builds his career. Seneca warned about this trap. He called it becoming a slave to other people's urgency. When you take on someone else's overflow, you abandon your own priorities. Your boss should manage his own workload, or hire an assistant, or delegate properly. When you do his job for him, you're not being helpful. You're being used. Trap 3. The endless mentoring spiral. Max mentors 5 junior staff members, way beyond his role requirements. He's available 24/7 for their crises, their career questions, their personal problems. He thinks he's building the next generation. He thinks he's being a good leader. But watch what happens. His own development stops. He has no time for his own training, no energy for his own advancement. He becomes the eternal supporter, never the supported. Epictetus taught the discipline of action. He said, choose your priorities based on what builds your character and your purpose. When you give away all your development time, you stagnate. These junior staff members need to learn independence. They need to solve their own problems. When you're always available, you're not mentoring them. You're making them dependent. Notice the pattern here. In each trap, Max thinks he's being kind. He thinks he's being valuable. But he's actually teaching people to use him. He's training Mark to be incompetent because he'll always fix his work. He's training his boss to be disorganized because he'll always clean up his mess. He's training junior staff to be dependent because he'll always solve their problems. Quick question. Which trap sounds most familiar to you? Drop a comment. The helper's paradox works like this. You become indispensable by making yourself dispensable. You solve everyone else's problems while your own life falls apart. That's not kindness. That's self-destruction with good intentions. The breaking point. The doctor closes Max's file. Your blood pressure is 180 over 110. Your cortisol levels are off the charts. Your body is in permanent fight or flight mode. If you don't change immediately, you're looking at heart problems within 6 months. Max stares at the numbers. He's 34 years old. His health markers look like someone who's been through combat. That's when it hits him. He has been through combat. A war against his own boundaries. A war he's been losing for 3 years. He thinks about last week. Mark's crisis on Tuesday night. His boss's emergency presentation on Thursday. 3 mentoring sessions over the weekend. He hasn't had a full night's sleep in months. His sister's birthday dinner? Canceled because someone needed help. His planned vacation to Italy? Postponed indefinitely because the team couldn't function without him. He's been living everyone else's life except his own. The helper's paradox becomes crystal clear. By making himself indispensable to everyone else, he made himself completely dispensable to himself. His own goals? Forgotten. His own projects? Stalled. His own health? Destroyed. He thought helping others would help him advance. Instead, he built a career where his only value came from solving other people's problems, never from achieving his own success. The Stoics called this losing your inner citadel. That's the core of who you are. Your principles, your boundaries, the part that belongs only to you. When you give everyone access to your inner citadel, you lose control of your own life. Marcus Aurelius faced this exact challenge as emperor. Everyone wanted his time. Everyone had urgent requests. Everyone believed their crisis deserved immediate attention. But he learned to protect what was truly his. His morning reflection time, his strategic thinking, his health, his purpose. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Max realizes he's been giving everyone else power over his mind, his schedule, his priorities, his energy, his future. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're strategic. They're survival. He looks at the doctor's report again. This is his wake-up call. He's going to implement decision rules that protect his inner citadel. Rules that separate real helping from self-destruction. The Stoic solution. Decision rules for saying no. Here are the 3 decision rules Max implements. These come straight from Stoic philosophy, tested over 2,000 years. Rule 1. The control filter. Before saying yes to any request, ask this question. Is this my responsibility, or am I stealing someone else's growth opportunity? When Mark asks for help with his report, the answer is clear. His reports are his responsibility. His growth depends on learning to do them right. By fixing his work, Max prevents his development while sacrificing his own time. Marcus Aurelius taught this principle. Focus only on what's within your power to control. Other people's competence isn't your responsibility. Your own advancement is. Max's new response. That's outside my current capacity, but I can recommend resources that helped me learn that skill. Watch what happens. Mark either learns to do the work properly, or his incompetence becomes visible to management. Either way, Max stops enabling weakness while protecting his energy. Rule 2. The capacity audit. Every Friday, Max reviews how he spent his energy that week. He asks, did my actions advance my goals, or did I just put out other people's fires? Seneca practiced this exact discipline. He reviewed his time allocation to ensure he was building the life he actually wanted. Max discovers he's been spending 60% of his time on other people's priorities, 60% of his career building other people's success. The capacity audit reveals the truth. You can't help everyone without helping no one, including yourself. Max implements a simple rule. No more than 20% of his time goes to helping others. The other 80% belongs to his own projects, his own development, his own strategic goals. Rule 3. The development test. Before agreeing to mentor or assist anyone, Max asks, does this opportunity build my skills, or does it just drain my resources? Mentoring one junior person who asks good questions and implements feedback. That builds Max's leadership skills. Being available 24/7 to 5 people who want him to solve their problems. That's just resource drainage disguised as mentorship. Epictetus taught that every action should build your character or advance your purpose. Random acts of helping don't qualify. Max's new approach. I can mentor one person this quarter who's committed to implementing feedback and taking ownership of their growth. If that's you, let's set up structured meetings. The paradox becomes clear. Better boundaries make you more valuable, not less. When Max stops being available for every random request, people start respecting his time more. When he focuses his helping on strategic relationships, those relationships become more meaningful. When he protects his inner citadel, he has more energy to offer real value to the people who deserve it. That's executive presence, not helping everyone with everything. Choosing carefully where your energy creates the most impact. Your takeaway. Max's health recovered in 6 months. His career advanced in 12. He learned the hardest lesson in leadership. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can do is refuse to help. If you're ready to build your own inner citadel, subscribe for more ancient wisdom that actually works in modern careers.